I just hated being tech support. That's really it. Like it came out of pain. That's how I started every single one of these things, because since I know HighLevel really well, everyone would ask me all the questions. And that happened even in my agency. I had 2 other partners that we worked with, but any tech support came to me. And I'm like, I'm designed for more than just tech support. I don't need to do this. And when we have AI too, that can solve 99% of the problems.
Yeah.
Like, especially when tech support is an education issue usually.
What I want to know is, like, a lot of people want to learn HighLevel. And how did you get started in teaching HighLevel in the first place?
I got started with a program called Content Army from HighLevel.
Okay.
This was a really small program they launched years ago.
Yeah. Is it still active?
Barely. They would do like 1 video every 3 months.
Okay.
But they don't do many because they send most of them to us now. But they basically put out bounties for different videos that they needed to teach other people on, whether it was like A2P or like websites or whatever. And then we would submit videos and they'd pick a winner. So I submitted my very first video and I taught people like growth operating with HighLevel. And it was a 16-minute long Loom video in my apartment. It looked terrible and I won and I got paid $1,000.
Yeah.
And that was my first experience with like UGC. And so that's how I got started with creating content to serve people.
UGC, user-generated content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's basically what it is with HighLevel specifically. And then I got to post that content on my own channel.
Okay.
And so since I could do that, I could grow my own affiliate content.
A little double dipping.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
it. Because I'm not an employee of them. I'm a contractor basically for some stuff. So yeah, I get to create content for them and then also serve my people. And then people really like the way I taught. So I just kept doing it.
So now you run SaaSsuite.ai.
Yes.
Have you ran a SaaS? What was your journey with running a SaaS?
Yes, I've actually ran 3 different SaaSes up to this point. The first SaaS I started was a transition from my family's digital marketing agency. So I started a website design agency with my stepdad to help provide for my mom, my sister, my family.
Okay.
We started that together with HighLevel, grew that to 6 figures, and then we transitioned into SaaS because every agency owner knows eventually you turn to the dark side and you go to SaaS because agency life can suck sometimes.
Yeah.
So we started that. That was called XXI Designs. We turned that into a digital marketing agency where people could just sign up for HighLevel and sell them accounts. We learned that was way easier to just have them pay us $200-$300 a month, and then they could just use the platform. And that was our first SaaS. We have like 80 users with that one. And then I moved into my own SaaS, which was just a test basically called Linkific. And it was just reselling HighLevel through really basic ads. And I got my first SaaSpreneur award with that. And then I moved into the third one that I'm working on right now is actually what I'm doing more of now, which is building front-end apps with like vibe coding and then also selling HighLevel on the back end.
What does that look like?
So that looks like whenever you purchase a HighLevel account through a SaaS plan, it automatically makes them an account in HighLevel, right?
Yeah.
Instead of giving them the login details to that account, we give them a better looking, more customized front end using vibe coding. So we'll create something really simple, like a chiropractor focused CRM that is more mobile friendly, that we can get published on the App Store, that we can give people their own accounts for instead of having them log into HighLevel. Okay. Then we can use the API and a couple marketplace apps to plug the two together so they have a sub account in HighLevel and a account in our own app. And that's what I call an acquisition app. It's an app that it's easier to get people into because they don't have to get on their computer and log in. They can just make an account on their own phone.
Is this focused on mobile?
Yep.
Okay.
So I focus this mostly on mobile. And we started that with a company called Ulink, which I'm the CTO of, and we do like LinkedIn automation. It's something that's completely unrelated to HighLevel, but we do emails through HighLevel. So we have HighLevel do all the hard stuff that you can't vibe code, and we just connect it with a front end, really basic vibe coded app.
Every single sub account that purchases, do you have to manually connect webhook, API integration to the sub account?
Nope. Do you know Rupert from Level Up Marketplace?
I know Rupert.
Yeah, so he's awesome. So he has his app, which is Agency Actions, which lets you get location IDs and then get location tokens.
Got it.
Automatically in one automation. So whenever an account gets created, it makes their token, it sends it over to the platform, and then they can interact with it. So there's nothing manual.
And then so your customer in this scenario is not focused on using the web app. They're focused on the mobile app.
In this scenario, yeah, exactly.
In this agency.
And whatever front end I've built for them. So it's not really like they're using Lead Connector. It's like they're using a completely custom experience that I made for them.
Do they ever know that it's HighLevel?
No, because they never log into HighLevel.
They never log in, okay.
Right, because they don't have to. Because the hard thing with like most people wanting to create a SaaS today, because everyone's creating SaaSes with AI, right? Yeah. Like everyone. But the hard thing is email as an SMS, and then running automations consistently, doing backups, data logs, compliance. All those things are like, no one can vibe code that. Like eventually, sure, maybe, but that's really difficult to get done. So when you can run that through HighLevel, and then you just have a pretty front end that took you 2 minutes to make, then it's really easy. Yeah.
So are you building new front ends for different industries? Are you building it per customer? How are you building these front
Yeah,
ends?
so I'll build them for different industries. So I just did a test. You can actually go to unlimitedmediastorage.com and you can make an account, and it creates an account in my HighLevel agency. And basically, it's just reselling. I shouldn't be talking about this, but it's just reselling the media storage of HighLevel. That's literally it, because media storage is unlimited in HighLevel.
Right.
So you can sell media storage for $10 a month for unlimited media storage, and you just have it run off of HighLevel, and you don't have to do anything.
You know, what's really interesting is how there's so many features inside of HighLevel, how many businesses are taking different features. I was consulting an agency, and all they did is they sell the social planner.
Yeah.
And so their competitor now is Hootsuite, right? They're just selling the social planner. How many agencies are taking different features of the software and selling portions of the software and creating these micro SaaSes, but ultimately creating a portfolio of monthly recurring revenue for them. Is that your vision? What is your vision with HighLevel in the long term?
Yeah, that's my vision, is as micro SaaSes. I think selling all the features is great. Like, I know you do a lot of that with Progreda. And I think there's a lot of people that want to sell HighLevel to local industries, and it just makes it way easier whenever you dumb it down to just the basics of what they need. Because at the end of the day, you might want to sell AI agents and voice AI and websites and funnels and optimize all these different parts for the, mom and pop shop down the road.
Yeah.
But they just have a bad website and they don't email their customers.
You know, when someone goes online and says, "How do I use HighLevel?" They end up finding your videos, right? And it's in the name, how to use HighLevel. So you're teaching HighLevel agencies or any customers how to use the software every single week.
Yes.
What problem kept showing up that you felt like you had to build SaaS Suite? So tell us a little bit what SaaS Suite is, and then why you created it in the first place.
Sure. SaaS Suite came about because I realized that there was an education problem for agencies' customers. If you're selling HighLevel as a white label, 9 times out of 10, when you bring a customer into that platform, you have to onboard them because they don't know what they're getting into. They don't know how to build a website. They don't know how to import their contacts. Like, using all the different features of HighLevel is hard enough as someone that knows that it's HighLevel, but for a customer that doesn't know it's HighLevel and they can't go to YouTube and say, "How do I use HighLevel?"
Yeah.
Most of these white labels that are just brand new don't have education for these customers. So SaaS Suite started as an educational video library with all of my white labeled videos over 25 different very key features of HighLevel, and teaching them how to use those different parts. And they were super short videos, like 2 minutes long, very highly quality controlled, very easy to follow. And it just gave them those quick wins. It's the same thing as quick wins from Chase. Whenever you, if they're still doing that, whenever you first get on board a HighLevel, you have a quick wins library. So giving that to white label customers at scale with like gray labeled videos that are brandless, basically, it made it really accessible for new agencies and new white labels to onboard their customers with videos like that. I know HL Pro Tools makes videos like that. HighLevel makes videos like that. There's tons of these videos everywhere. My distribution method was just getting them out to these customers and letting them onboard their sub-accounts. And now we support over 700 different sub-accounts with those videos. And then you can, it grows from there. People get to do login tracking and onboarding tracking and onboarding videos and custom videos and all sorts of stuff after that. But that's what SaaS Suite started as, and that's what it's kind of grown into.
Why do you think onboarding is such an overlooked growth lever for SaaS agencies?
I think it's specifically overlooked for high-level agencies. So I originally thought about this when I started using other software tools like Lovable, Replit, Zoho, like even other CRMs that you sign up for.
Yeah.
How many of those CRMs that you sign up for do you actually have to get on an onboarding call with their team to use? Rarely. So why do we have to do it with HighLevel? Why is this the model that we've picked to solve this really big problem with a Band-Aid of having them hop on with someone overseas? Because other software companies don't have this issue.
Yeah.
They get in and customers know what they're doing because there's either an interactive walkthrough or there's videos to teach them how to use the software. I've never had to get on a support call with someone from Lovable, Zoho, Supabase, any of these other.
Why do you think that is?
Because I think HighLevel inherently, since they're designed to be a white label, they don't have like pre-made onboarding systems for their customers. Now they're getting better at it, but they don't have like an interactive walkthrough that shows you through all the different steps. And also just because they have so many features, it becomes really difficult for people to figure out how to use what they just got into. So it feels just like a monster for most people.
Do you think it would be challenging for HighLevel to even create an interactive walkthrough if there's so many different agencies with different niches and different use cases, customization of the app itself, that having the onboarded or customized walkthrough or just a walkthrough in general would actually cause interference for the agencies?
I think they could if they allowed it to be customized. So basically, SaaS Suite started as a replacement for the Launchpad because the old Launchpad was terrible. It didn't really do
It hasn't
much.
evolved much in 6 years, 5 years.
You should check it now. Have you seen the new Launchpad?
What's new about it?
So it is now. Those videos that I made for SaaS Suite, I sold that to HighLevel.
I see.
So they get to use those in the new Launchpad. Now, they don't do it as well as I do, but if they allow people to customize that experience for their customers, it makes things a lot easier. So like in SaaS Suite, people come in, they put in their agency name, they put in their colors, they put in what are the 5 things that their customers need to do when they log into their account, and then it automatically just gives them a custom menu link, and that is just their hub for everything. So that's how SaaS Suite started for me. I just wanted it to be like one place customers could go to and just have everything get done for them. And it's worked really well. So as long as agencies can customize it, that's fine. But
you know what's really cool about your journey is like you started off as an agency, right? So you have the perspective of what it's like to be an agency, which transparently most people don't. They don't have what it takes to like even onboarding the 80 sub accounts that you did on your first agency. Your second one was how many people?
The second, we had like 150.
So over 200 sub accounts. You can learn a lot, man. lot of ups and a lot of downs of realizing. What was your biggest discovery in managing over 200 sub accounts?
I just hated being tech support. That's really it. That's like it came out of pain. That's how I started every single one of these things, because since I know HighLevel really well, everyone would ask me all the questions, and that happened even in my agency. I had 2 other partners that we worked with, but any tech support came to me, and I'm like, I'm designed for more than just tech support. I don't need to do this. And when we have AI too, that can solve 99% of the problems. Like especially when tech support is an education issue. Usually, that's what really brought me into it.
Was there a common tech support question that people were coming to you with?
Yes. So people, 99% of HighLevel's support tickets are a lack of education. They're not technical problems. People come in and they say, I don't know how to build a website. How do I create an email campaign? How do I import my contacts? That's not tech support. That's an education problem. And if instead of making a support ticket for that and then spending 7 days going through the support process to finally get to the end and say, click this button, why don't we just send them to an educational video immediately? That's where that changed for me. And since I was making content, I've learned that's how I need to support my customers. So I would make videos and then just give those to everybody.
So what you're saying is very key on the differentiator of these big SaaS companies such as HubSpot, Zoho, and some of these other brands, why they don't need to have one-on-one onboarding sessions for every customer versus a high-level agency that may need some one-on-one onboarding calls.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of high-level agencies will go down the route of just making a course in the membership section. And they say, once you buy our software, you get access to our course. But then if it's separated, there's a lot of just incongruency between that, because a customer has to go to a course platform in order to get access to the videos, and they have to log in 2 different places. But in ours, you basically just, it's a menu link. That's literally it. And it's right at the top, and it's where you do everything, like support and everything, and you can have it embedded in your onboarding links too.
So you're covering tools. You're covering like Ask AI. You're covering AI Studio. You're covering the chatbots, the MCP server. You're covering all of these AI tools. Which of these tools do you see that are actually creating leverage versus are just more hype?
The MCP server is the most valuable out of all of them. HighLevels doesn't work very well yet, but it will one day, I hope. But as far as like value for business owners, that's
would that make your front-end app, vibe-coded app, much more valuable with an MCP server?
Absolutely, because the MCP server lets you have a chat conversation with something and then let it actually take activities. And Ask AI is like the integrated MCP server, basically, which can do a lot of things. And now that they moved that into a new tab in the top left, have you seen Ask AI V2? So this is a new feature from HighLevel. They've basically moved it from the top into its own tab on the left, and it's like talking to Claude.
Right.
And it runs on Anthropic's system, so that way you can talk to it, tell it to build an email campaign.
And is it down for sub accounts now?
It's for agency owners right now.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Still
it can be. It's on sub accounts, but it's only for agency owners are the only ones that can see it, because they don't want like agency customers to go in and be like, oh, I can make all my email campaigns now. I don't. Need anyone's help.
Right. So is that the highest leverage tool, Ask AI, would you say?
Inside of HighLevel itself, yes. Because that's like with its new update, which is as of the past like week, that's the most leveraged thing. Because the MCP server is too complex to set up for most people, but Ask AI is already integrated. But if you know how to use an MCP server and you can connect it with something else like Claude, then you can do really, really powerful things. It's just not inside HighLevel.
There's something that Varun leaked intentionally, the lovable design, where you can create all of the features, use all the features just by asking it. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, definitely. We just did the release radar over it, and we just talked about this new feature, and it's going to be really, really cool. I really hope that they allow it to do more than just websites, because all these other platforms, you're able to build like functional apps where you can
workflows.
Integrate, workflows, exactly, like building in React. But that's going to be really cool because the AI funnel builder right now isn't where we want it to be. That's what we want it to be.
So what part of the HighLevel ecosystem do beginners usually misunderstand? Is it the tool? Is it the onboarding? Is it the business model around it? Is it figuring out what offer to sell?
I think most people don't understand the business model. We just did our first HighLevel chapter event in Dallas literally 2 days ago. And after the event, I spoke with probably 15 different people that are saying, I'm new to HighLevel. I don't know what I'm selling. How do I deliver this to my customers? What's the business model? Because they've all been sold by people like us that say HighLevel's great and you can do all these different things. But a lot of them don't understand what that flow looks like as far as what am I selling? When I sell it, what do I do next? Like, do I bring a customer onto it? Do I give them access as a SaaS? Do I give them access as an agency? I think that's what a lot of people have a lot of struggle around, is knowing if they want to go down the SaaS route or go down the agency route.
What do you suggest?
I suggest the SaaS route because I think it's easier. And I think as an agency, a lot of the times, especially if you're new, you'll eventually transition to being a SaaS anyways, because that's what happened to me.
It's scalable.
Right. It's scalable. Right. You can make more money in an agency if you do high ticket, and that's great. But
top line.
Yeah, top line. But you have way more flexibility with the SaaS, in my opinion.
100%.
So I always suggest people go down the SaaS route. They just have to understand what the software does before they can do it. That's the biggest problem I see, because you can't sell a product that you don't understand.
Yeah.
And I've had calls with people. Our agency has literally built demos for them in their own sub account to sell HighLevel because they don't know what they're selling yet. So I think that's what people struggle with a lot, because they know it can be of value, but they don't know how they're selling it. But if they can figure that out and then go down the SaaS route, I always suggest SaaS.
So let's talk about retention now. Onboarding and building a relationship with over 200 sub accounts in both your previous agencies, now going to the third one.
Yeah.
You already have sub accounts on your third one?
Yeah.
Or you're still building?
Yeah. Well, the third one, I would say the third one is like SaaS Suite. The Ulink, the LinkedIn automation company that we're doing with a backend, we have like 50 sub accounts right now. And those are just for like doing email and stuff, basically. And then SaaS Suite, we support 700 different sub accounts.
When we think about retention, what are the best practices that you're seeing for retention?
Personalized engagement. So I would say, yeah, I think a lot of companies get into like the trap of they're not reaching out to their customers and they're not talking to them. I think that's what helped me grow SaaS Suite so quickly, was talking to my customers. When I could have, like, my sales calls were more feedback calls. It was tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what you need help with. And having that personal connection has led to, a lot of our customers staying on a lot longer. And as far as I've seen, when you have at least 4 to 5 touch points with a customer personally, either through text, email, or calls, they'll stay on twice as long. So you can have a really, really good system. But if you're not reaching out to them, if you're not staying in connection with them, I think especially with AI, people are craving human connection.
Yeah.
So people really, really want that. And on the second level of that, as long as you have human connection, if you're also just delivering a tool that's like a utility for them, if it's a utility bill that they know they need, like that's why HighLevel is so sticky, because we can't run our business without HighLevel. So if you can make sure you have become that dependable for the customer, then you'll have no retention issues.
So what I'm hearing is reaching out to the customer and building an actual relationship with the customer, reaching out personally. Yeah. Now, in these agencies, did you have teams, or was it just you and your dad? How was that? What was the dynamic of the operations?
Yeah, in the first agency, the website design agency, it was me, my stepdad, and one other partner. In the LinkedIn automation agency, it's 2 other guys, the CEO and then a guy that does like sales. And then for SaaS Suite, just me.
So in any of these agencies, are the reach outs being delegated? Is it customer success managers? Is it relationship representatives? Is it you personally? Is it your dad?
Usually relationship managers or customer success managers. I have a VA for SaaS Suite that does our reach outs, and then she'll book calls on my calendar so I can actually meet with people, only if they, are actually interested in meeting, right? It's like not public, but like you get it to a point where you can actually meet with people. And then for the other agencies, we have customer success managers and sales reps. So it goes usually like sales rep and then to a CSM that can then handle the rest of the process.
So once you do you have a framework once you're meeting for retention purposes? Once you're
Yep.
meeting with them, do you have a framework on how to manage the relationship or manage that even that conversation? Or is it all like, hey, free flowing throughout the conversation? Like, hey, how is it going?
Yeah.
You vibe and we kind of see how things are rocking? Or is it like a framework where you're saying like, this is actually how I do all my outreach, and this is actually how I do my conversations with my guests?
It definitely depends on the type of customer success managers and the type of team you have, because some sales reps and some success managers are just killers at like manually following up with people. They just do it and they crush it. Like Ryan Serhant's a great example in the real estate industry. He does all that manually. He doesn't just send automations. But if you don't have the bandwidth for someone to manually do it, then automations are fine. And the way I do it is at least one reach out every 30 days, because you need to show something that's working, something that you guys are improving on, and then a talking point for the customer. Those are the 3 things that I qualify inside of any sort of reach out. So something that's working in their account. For the web design agency, we send like website analytics, very basic, but a lot of people miss that. They're not sending like website reports every month. If you're delivering a website, show them what people are going to the website. And if you see something that's not
give
working,
them data is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, give them something that's working. Yeah, because you need to give them something that's positive about why they're working with you. For SaaS Suite, I'll congratulate my customers on how many customers they have inside their agency. Like, congrats, you just hit 50 sub accounts. Congrats, you just hit 60, right? People love that. So if you can associate a positive feeling with them, they'll stay on longer. And then, of course, you can talk more about what we're doing as a company to make your experience better, which shows that they want to grow with you. And then, how the wife and kids are doing, something like that. Yeah, so that's like my 3-part framework.
Which offer currently drives most of your revenue today? Is it the affiliate income? Is it SaaS Suite? Is it those subscriptions? Is it the education conversation that you have?
Affiliate income is number 1 because I make content. It's the most scalable. And I teach a lot of people how to use GoHighLevel. So that's the most scalable for me. And then number 2 is SaaS Suite, is my SaaS. The agency is honestly the lowest one right now. Like, that agency does not pay me all that much money.
Which agency? Because you have 3.
The web design agency with my family.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's good because it's more of just like a side hustle, right? For them, it's like more of just like what they're focusing on. But for me, SaaS is where all my money comes from, unless it's affiliate from GoHighLevel.
And what's your top growth platform? Is it YouTube? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it email marketing?
YouTube is number 1, especially when you can tap into like a really broad audience.
Yeah.
Like, my entire YouTube is how to use GoHighLevel, but the moment I'll make a video on Claude, it'll get 24x the views.
Really?
Yeah. I just had a video that did way better than anything else I've ever posted, and it was just something random I made about Claude.
Is it a Claude plus GoHighLevel video?
Yeah, it was a Claude, how to use Claude Code to make websites in GoHighLevel. And that video crushed it. Right now it has like 6,000 views. I posted it like 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay.
So that was dope. That was awesome. So YouTube has been like a really good growth lever for me. And then also ads. I love media buying. I love making good ads.
Are you in the manager actually buying your own media?
I use AI to buy most of my media. I use Manus and Claude to like buy my ads.
Is that right?
I had a media buyer like last year, and then I started using Manus to like have more consistent like reporting on what I was doing. I also follow Laurel. Do you remember Laurel Portier from the Epic Webinar Summit? She spoke on like $5 ads. Okay. I bought her course and I was curious about it because I'm usually just like a spend and pray type of person on ads, just hope it works. But her course was really, really good. So I love running ads as well. So YouTube is great if I don't want to spend a lot of money, but if I'm in a season where I can invest more into trying to acquire more customers, meta ads are where it's at.
What's the number 1 metric that you're looking at for ads?
25% watch throughs. So this is so random.
So ROAS is not the metric that you're focusing on?
No, not right now. Because my focus is on my audience, and I'm not focusing on just click to buy. That's not what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Because 9 times out of 10, they'll see an ad, they'll go to my Instagram, they'll go to my Facebook, they'll go to my LinkedIn, they'll go to my YouTube, they'll watch a 2-hour video, they'll book a call with me, and it's all over the place. And it's like a 30-day cycle. But I do that with thousands of people. So it's way easier for me to do that. And also, the CPMs are so much lower. So I spend like $9.
Your CPM are so much lower if your cost.
If you're optimizing for video engagement. Okay. Yeah. So I optimize for probably like 60% of my ads.
Is it all in the US?
Yeah.
All in the US?
Okay. Yeah, I don't do anything outside the US. Not right now until like I scale and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll run 3 to 5 minute long videos on YouTube and optimize for 25% watch throughs or more.
Call to action?
No.
No call to action?
No. Some of them, now I'll retarget with a video, with a call to action to like drop a comment or DM.
Based on how much they watched?
Based on how much they watched. So I basically have a constantly growing audience of people that are watching my content more and more and more and more and more. And it's insanely cheap to run. And so I'm adding 400, 500 people to that audience every single day, and I'm spending like $30 a day on videos, like 3 to 5 minute long videos on ads. And then I retarget them through direct sales ads or
Hundreds of people
CTA
for
comments.
$3 to $5 a day.
Yeah.
Okay. So they get so that's a play. That's a great play, right? And that play leads to money. So
I think it's undervalued because people don't like making videos.
That's true too.
I think people don't like making really good content because you have to test and you have to make sure you're making actually really, really good content.
So you're running ads. Now, at what point do you suggest running ads to your videos if you're just beginning? If someone is just beginning on the content creation, at what point? Is it after their 100th video? Is it after a specific result? Is it after they hit 6,000 views on a video? That's when you start running ads?
I'd say it's once you see an outlier. So most people start with content and they don't know like what's actually performing well. Like if you're starting from a clean slate with content and you've never posted anything, you're going to get 30 views, 50 views, but you'll get one video that go like 300 or 400 views or maybe a comment or two. And once you get something that you find a angle that the market likes, then I would say you can run ads similar to that inside the Meta Manager.
I think what's interesting about your playbook that you're running is not necessarily, like this podcast is not necessarily even like teach us how to use HighLevel or talk about the high-level features, but it's like, what are the plays that you're running inside of your business? What I'm understanding is that you're really great at audience building and turning that audience into money.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would say so. I think I have a pretty good audience in the high-level space, especially. There's some affiliates that work more in like B2C and they've had much broader audiences and they've done really well. But as far as my audience goes, every time I meet someone, they always say, hey, I've seen your videos. I've seen your stuff on HighLevel. And since I have a lot of authority in the high-level space, that's where I kind of wanted to lean into. So I found people liked the video format. That's where God was blessing me. So I'm like, if that's where he's blessing me, I'm going to keep doing more of that.
So let's talk about the customer economics. What stats are you measuring on a regular basis?
I would say, like, obviously,
if you are measuring stats.
Yeah, like click-through rates, video views, and like retention for my like existing SaaS. Those are things that are really important to me. If video views are down, I usually know that there's something that's not working, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube. And when video views are up, the entire sales flywheels, like all of them are turning and all of it's working.
Do you have the data, for example, like on how much does it cost for you to acquire a customer today?
Yeah, so right now it's usually under $100. Depends on what I'm running. For high-level affiliates, it's actually more expensive because so many people already use HighLevel.
And they're bidding. A lot of people are bidding for that.
Yeah, exactly. So high-level affiliates, it's like $100, maybe $150 per customer. But I try and focus a lot on SaaS, so getting people to upgrade to the SaaS plan or be on the SaaS plan. So if you're paying $150 for a customer and you're making 8 on a referral, right? Then that's not really worth it. But if you're making $200 a month, probably for a long time, then it can be worth it.
Right.
And for SaaS Suite, it's a lot lower. It's like $10. So it depends on what ads we're running for like what angles, but that's kind of like the average.
A year from now, where do you envision your business is going to be?
I want to have 3,000 high-level affiliates.
Okay.
I don't know if there's many people that have that many, but that's like one of my biggest goals. I see that high-level is going to grow a lot in the next few years. So I'm like, I just want to
I'll put you at Commander Plus.
Yeah. I really hope so. That's my number one goal because I stick with the company. They're a good company. They're going to keep growing. And I just want to be an authority in that space.
The affiliates that I see that have over 3,000, they're so focused. Believe it or not, some of them don't even know how to use the software.
Yeah.
But they're so focused on the game of traffic buying, media buying, and playing that game. So your vision a year from now is 3,000 high-level affiliates using your content, using your strategies, and using HighLevel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then what is your vision for those 3,000? Where are they going to be at? What are they going to be doing?
I think for the first people that are like coming into this space, I want people to be able to replace their income because people are going to be losing their jobs over the next 2 years. We've already been seeing it. There's a lot of less new jobs. And with HighLevel, they have their internship program to help teach people how to use it and start using it early. I just want to see people like have financial freedom the same way that I've been able to get it through HighLevel and do the same thing with it. And then since I'm able to educate them and bring them into the space, continuing to provide resources to them. Like that's one thing I think a lot of affiliates don't do is they just sign them up and then they just ditch them.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot. I've had a lot of people come to me saying they want to switch to me because their old affiliate just ditched them, which is sad. And I think we get paid enough money from a commission standpoint to support those customers. So that's why like everyone that's an affiliate under me gets SaaS Suite for free. They get free leads. They get free email warm-up. They get free, builds. If they need something like built for them, I connect them with my VA team because I want them to get success because the more success they have, the longer they stick on. So that's kind of my approach.
when someone wants to become a SaaSpreneur, and so a SaaSpreneur is someone who sells high level, the software primarily, where do you think they should start? Should it be service first? Should it be just a software first? Should it be some affiliate first? Should it be just education model first? Like, where would they start in being a SaaSpreneur?
I think you got to start with yourself first, because if you have a business, whether it's digital marketing or you're trying to sell high level on its own, you can't sell it till you've used it yourself. You just can't. I came from the coaching industry a long time ago, and there were a lot of coaches coaching on how to make a bunch of money online, and they've never made any money online before. And I hate seeing that. And I think a lot of people want to sell high level, but they've never used it themselves, and they never know what the value is. And that just it'll just throw you in a pit of despair eventually. So use it for yourself to like get in contact with business owners and give them stuff for free. Like, it is so easy to get a leads list, get an email on high level, get it warmed up, email 10,000 people, and get your first few interactions, get your first few customers. Once you've done that and you know what the software does and you know where people need help, build something around it, and then you can sell it. But like,
so
use it for
first things first is using it.
Yes.
Now,
Totally.
is it using it for yourself first in your business, or is it going to the small business first?
No, use it for your own business.
Okay, so use it for your own business, and what would you do inside your business?
Marketing. High Level was built as a marketing platform.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Right. So someone says, hey, I want to start off, I'm completely brand new to High Level. I want to start off and be a SaaSpreneur. Use it first to market my own business.
Yes. Build a website on High Level.
Build a website. Yep. What else?
Do your email marketing. Get a list.
Okay.
Do email marketing. Get your
cold,
SMS.
Cold email, and then SMS. What else?
And start running ads.
Start running ads.
Really cheaply. Really cheaply. But $5
I mean,
a day.
even the strategy that you mentioned, like $5 a day, that's $150 a month just to get views. And then you're getting those views, you get a few leads, and then you're saying that's the starting point.
Exactly, because you can't sell anything until you've done it yourself. You shouldn't. It's not
then,
ethical.
Now, once someone is competent in getting a leads list, marketing to those people, building the website, and sending text message blasts and so forth, and running ads, which all can be done inside High Level today. What's the next step? They've been doing it for 90 days. They're like, okay, they got a hang of it. They want to make some money now.
Yeah.
And customers, leads came in, but customers may have not converted. What would be the next step?
The next step is building your systems, I would say. Building your SaaS systems. If you're on the SaaS plan, get to the SaaS plan. If you ideally have a first few customers as like an agency, you'll have enough money to get up to the SaaS plan. And then build your systems around that. What are your follow-ups? How are you staying in contact with your customers? Do you have custom objects to stay in contact with them? Do you have SaaS plans to stay in contact with them? Do you have a front-end developed app that is really easy for people to get into? So once you have this whole system of, it is easy and it is simple and it's fast for customers to get into your ecosystem, that's what I think is like the next step. You build that, then you can scale. But that's like the next step is like foundation to scale.
So the foundation to scale is really like starting to understand the technology. Like once you start understanding the technology, there's a lot that you can do. And then at what point do you start doing it for businesses? At what point do you start transitioning and say, hey, I'm going to help Joe the plumber out?
Yeah, once you have the technology and you're able to run ads and get in contact with more people and you can speak about it in a way that you understand, then you're golden. But if you're still asking the question of like, what am I selling? How am I selling it? This doesn't make sense to me, then you're not ready for that yet. But once you are and you have your own white label and it's clean and it's white labeled, it's branded, it looks good, it's yours, then you can start selling it. And you can do that via email, you can do that via ads. That's when you're ready to do it.
You running a few agencies, have you ever came across someone who says, isn't this High Level?
Yeah.
So take us through that journey. What does that look like and how do you circumvent or overcome that?
Yeah, so I never say that it's my own custom. I built the software all by myself. It's, it's our thing. I never say that because it's not. And it's okay for it to be a white label. And since High Level is becoming more of a household name, because everyone's starting to know it, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to know it's High Level or say, oh, this looks vaguely similar to something else we have.
Yeah.
And you can say it's a white label and you're getting the same support from our team and you're getting a better customized experience than you would if you went to High Level. Because you could go to High Level directly and then you're going to get spammed by their emails. You're going to get in contact with people that don't know your business, that don't know your strategy. You're working with us because we have tailored this system for you. High Level is a blank canvas.
Yeah.
We have given you the art that you need in order to actually do what you're doing specifically. That's always my response to it. So like I'm always forward about it.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing like an acquisition app that's just running off their API, then in those cases, you don't have to say it's running off a High Level because it's just running off their API. But yeah, people are always going to know it's High Level unless you're in a really, really niche that no one knows about it yet.
This has been phenomenal, man. Where can people learn more about you?
How to use High Level on YouTube. You'll see tons of my videos. That's literally my YouTube channel. And Andrewpreneurship.
I'm imagining like somebody who's like, maybe much older in age who's like got glasses, going to the computer, like, how do I use HighLevel? How to use HighLevel? And they search that, not recognizing that they're searching your handle.
Yeah, it was
And
an
then-
SEO thing.
And then they end up in your funnel.
Yeah, exactly. So that, and then entrepreneurship on Instagram. I talk more about like my whole entrepreneurship journey to try and get a broader audience there.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, man.
Right on.
Good seeing you.